Yes, hello champions, this is Elias Muhoozi. I'm very delighted to have you on this channel here. I'm ready to share with you tips you can use to grow your business, to grow yourself, and to expand your territories. Those of us who are new to this channel, you're most welcome. Please make sure you subscribe so that you're part of our growing family. I'm so delighted to mentor you. I'm also the author of this wonderful book, The Master Key to Network Marketing Success. This is our English version. This is a very good book that's where I share my story, where I share tips I use to grow my business. Please make sure you grab yourself a copy. And those of us in the French-speaking countries, we also have the French version. This week, we're going to share a very important topic, and that is 9 ways to develop a growth mindset. 9 ways to grow a growth mindset. I'm sure we all know that for you to be able to move from where you are to where you want to be, and even further, you need to have a growth mindset. I'm sure you already know that we have 2 types of mindsets, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. This time we shall focus on the growth mindset. How can you develop a growth mindset so that you can be able to expand your territories? Number 1, to begin with, for you to develop a growth mindset, we need to view challenges as opportunities. As we all know, challenges are inevitable. You always get things that will sweep you off the ground, unexpected circumstances, and it's very important for us to view them as what? As growth opportunities. Because remember that every challenge should teach you on how to become better, on what you're not good at. It should direct you to books, it should direct you to mentors. So because any challenge that you face, someone has faced it and they has triumphed, or someone has actually faced it and has written books about that challenge. So use your challenges as opportunities for us to be able to grow. The second point for you to develop a growth mindset, of course, is prioritize learning. Prioritize learning. And learning is very key. They always say that all great leaders are great leaders. So we must be able to embrace learning. If you go to anyone who is successful, when you go to their homes, go to their offices, one of the things you'll find are books. There are books that they are reading about, different things. Actually, I was watching a biography of Bill Gates on Netflix, and in that biography, they suggest that Bill Gates, he spends most of his day reading, studying, trying to see ways he can develop himself. Now, imagine if a billionaire like him spends a lot of time learning. What about us? There's a quote that I read about Warren Buffett, and he says that one of the greatest traits that he feels he's proud of is the ability to reading. So we must prioritize learning as much as we can. And nowadays it is much easier. There are so many videos on YouTube, there are so many audios, there are so many apps that are bringing us, podcasts that are bringing us information and knowledge from different authors and different scholars. So prioritize learning. When you learn, you grow. When you don't learn, you rot. The other one is, of course, point number 3 in developing a growth mindset is to focus on the process and not on the end result. Focus on the process and not on the end result. I was reading somewhere and they said that for you to be able to grow, you need to develop what they call a designer's mentality. Now, I'm sure you're probably watching me using your gadget. I'm being recorded using a gadget. I want to imagine that the person who made that gadget, the first version of that gadget, was probably not as good as the one you have. Maybe if you look at it, you cannot imagine. They say that the computers that hoped to take the first man to the moon, if you look at the kind of software they were using, if you look at their size and how complicated they were, you cannot be able to imagine. So, but the idea is that when someone is designing a product, they always have this attitude that this is the version 1, there's going to be version 2, there's going to be version 3, there's going to be version 4, there's version 10. So for you to be able to grow, give yourself a chance to begin. And once you begin, then you'll be able to improve slowly by slowly using a designer's mentality. Point number 4, and very important, is to also know your why, know your purpose, know your goals. I think, and generally speaking, many people argue that they know their why. But when you ask people what you want to do, what you want to achieve, they think simply because their why, their dream, their vision, their mission is not alive in their minds. I was watching a commencement speech. I don't remember who the speaker was, but I think it was a commencement speech at Harvard. And during these speeches, they normally, of course, look at people who are very successful, people who are industry changers. And according to this, the guest speaker, he said that I am so glad that I found what to do with my life early enough. And that was a great statement. Ask yourself, do you know what you're going to use your life for? Is it clear? Is it precise? Is it something that you feel that the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, your life will be dedicated to one particular area? And it's what you're going to keep on improving. You're going to pick books on that area. You're going to pick mentors in that area. You're going to choose friends in that area. You're going to, so basically what is important to know your why and let it be alive or live in your daily activities that you do every day. Then, of course, point number 5, and very important, is to learn from other people's mistakes. They say wise people learn from other people's mistakes, not from their own mistakes. Of course, that's a little bit generic. We shall make mistakes of our own, even if we read so much, even if we learn from so many people. But it's very important that as you read people's biographies, as you observe people within your life, as you watch mentors, as you watch people who have made mistakes, please ask yourself, what lesson can I learn from them so that I don't have to repeat it? Is it a business failure? Is it a business success? Is it a person who failed? Is it a person who succeeded? Is it so basically use every situation, positive or negative, to learn. And that way you'll be developing a growth mindset. Point number 6, and very important, is to embrace positive criticism. I know it is very hard to be criticized by others or to receive criticism from others, but always, every time someone criticizes you, always take it positively, take it as a reason for you to improve, take it as a reason for you to become better. Always embrace positive criticism. Don't be defensive when someone criticizes you. Sometimes, of course, there are people who criticize us just for their sake. Please learn to differentiate between positive criticism and criticism that is meant to pull you down. But whatever the case, always learn from criticism. Then, of course, the other point is set a new goal for every milestone you achieve. That's where you'll be able to grow. The reason why people remain stagnant. Now, I want to suggest that it's not the people who are less successful who need a growth mindset. Even the people who are seemingly very successful need a growth mindset, because sometimes we achieve, and then when we achieve a particular milestone, we stop dreaming. And I want to suggest that I've been at the helm of my company in network marketing for a very long time. I have been able to be recognized at so many titles and what have you. But for me, I want to believe that every recognition I get, it's a reason for me to set a goal to be able to achieve another one. So it's not good for us to become stagnant and remain there. Every achievement is a reason for you to set another one. Actually, I read somewhere where they said that the number one enemy for success is your previous success, because sometimes our previous success makes us, rest and relax. It is very important for us to focus on our next successes. Then, of course, the other point is remember that success takes time, and that is very important. Actually, one of the things I've learned in life over time is to get a positive relationship towards time and success. Time and success have a positive correlation. You cannot become success in such a very short period of time. And that's why I really disagree with people who think that I'm going to work and work and work, then I spend the rest of my life on the beaches. Not at all. Maybe the richest man in your region may not be working. Maybe people like Aliko Dangote, who has been, for as far as I know, he's been the richest man in Africa for quite a very long time, but he's always working. Look at people like Elon Musk. I've read his biography. Oh my goodness, he's always working. So if such power is working, it simply means there's a positive correlation between time, period, and success. Then, of course, point number 9 and lastly is that don't be pushed by fear, but be led by your own dreams. Don't be pushed by fear, but be led by your dreams. And many times, this is what that really means, is that sometimes one starts an idea, one starts a concept, you want to start a business, you want to do something, but you feel that, but what if I don't succeed? Maybe I'm not yet ready. Maybe this is not the right time. Maybe this is not the right opportunity and what of you. But what is important important. Ask yourself, what is your dream? And your dream should direct the actions that you take every day. I really hope that, dear champions, you have learned something today's sharing. Please, once again, if you're new, remember to subscribe, and also remember to get yourself a copy of the Master Key to Network Marketing Success. This is probably the best book ever written on network marketing. I'm really proud of it, and make sure you get yourself a copy, and I'll be very happy to mentor you and meet you in the corridors of success. God bless you. See you at the top. Bye.